Hello there. I'm trying to catch up, but this is going to be the lesson that we're going to do today. And I have quite a few pages, but that doesn't mean that we're going to do a lot of work. It's just going to be me writing stuff down. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, instead of expecting people to remember without a guide, and I can tell I wrote some letters down kind of funny. Anyway, these are all the vowel markers, and I wanted a chance for people to really see them. So this first one is a patak, patak, and this is a kamatz, and they make the same sound, an ah sound. At one time, way back when, they were probably very different, but that's how they've evolved. This is a segol. The three dots, I don't know what you can see, if it shows up very well. There are three dots and a triangle under the letter. And that makes an eh sound, the short e for our thinking. And then this one is a tere, and it has two dots side by side, and that makes an a sound. Down here, you have three dots going down this way, and this is called a huboots, and it makes an oo sound. These just have the two dots next to it, but it's still the same kind of ah sound. Um, patak hataf, patak hataf, kamatz hataf. Here is one dot, and it's called a hirik. And a lot of these sounds are supposed to be guttural. You guys do it. Make them sound nice and wet and messy. It makes an E sound. Over here, there's a vowel marking that's above and to the left of the letter. That's a holam, holam, and it makes an O sound. Then you have the two dots that are on top of each other, and that's our schwa, probably pronounced shava in Hebrew, and um, and it is either no sound, it's just a stop, or it might be a very short guttural sound, uh, a break in the word, or sometimes it's an sound. So, like if you had it in front of an let's see, pa'al, pa'al, you'd have it under the first letter, and you just kind of make a little break and then finish the word. The letter Vav can do two different kinds of vowels. Here it is with the dot on the top. That's an O, a holam Vav, holam Vav. Sorry about that. And then here is the dot on the inside, and it is like this one, a chubutz Vav, or a Vav chubutz. So, and there's another name for it too, a shuruk. So those are the vowels that you can refer to. And moving on from there, there are a couple of other things we're going to do. One of them is learn the days of the week. And let's see, make sure I'm doing this. Okay. They all start with yom, which means day. And the first one is, oh, this isn't going to fit. It's going to be cramped on this end. Okay, Yom Rishon. See, there's the one dot, so this one doesn't have anything. Rishon. And I know we haven't gone over all these letters. You've probably picked up a lot of them as we've done this. But remember in the first verse of the Bible, Bereshit, in the beginning. The Reshit means beginning, and it comes from the word Rosh, which means head or person, but for the purposes here, it means head. So here's that same word, Rishon, and it means first in this case, first day. And then the second day, Let's see. And I won't be able to get all of these on. So I'll have to erase them. Okay. So this would still be Yom Sheni. That is second day. Has the tseri under there, and so it's Sheni, not Shani or Shani, Sheni. So Sunday, Monday, and then I'll fit Tuesday on here as well. Also starts with Yom. And here is one of those little bug flying around. Here is one of those Shavas, Yom Shalishi. It's almost like a consonant blend, almost Shli. Just a very hint of a letter there. Shalishi. And that means third day or Tuesday. And when I'm doing this today at fellowship, I have a printout, so it's a lot faster. My apologies here. Okay, it starts with Yom. There's another Shva, Revi'i, Revi'i, and that means the fourth day. That makes it Wednesday. Because there aren't names for the days in Hebrew like we have, they just are numbered. And then here's the fifth day. Yom Hamishi, Hamishi. That's fifth day, fifth day. So that makes it Thursday. And then Friday. Okay. And this is Yom Shishi. It's easy to confuse it with the third day, Yom Shalishi. This one does not have a lamed in it. Yom Shishi, the sixth day. And what do you think the seventh day is? It's not stated as the seventh day. It's just called Shabbat. Sometimes Yom Shabbat. And that's even how it's used in modern Israel. So those are the days of the week. And if you're trying to write the stuff down, you can go ahead and pause this and come back to it. Another thing we're going to do today is go over the pronouns. So let's see. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Ani. Ani. It means I. And you will find in the Tanakh that sometimes it's written as Anoki. And that is a little different. It still means I. It's not wrong to translate it that way, but it's a little more assertive. It's like the difference between saying, I went to the store, and I'd say, Ani went to the store. If I said, Anohi went to the store, it means I'm the one that went to the store. I myself went to the store. So another way that it's translated is myself or even I myself. So that's I. And usually in Hebrew, if you put an ah sound on the end, it makes it feminine. Except when it comes to the you pronouns, second person pronoun, second person singular, I guess it is. Ta is the male. And then under that, I will write the feminine you, first person. At, without the on the end. At. Ata is speaking to him. At is speaking to her. I'll write both of these down. So these are third person. Yes, can you see them? I think so. These are the third person singular. Who? And then there's no sound for the olive. Who? That means he. He went to the store. Who went to the store? And then you have he, and that means she. The pronouns, you have to make a shift over one level coming from English. He and she, or who and he. So then here are the plural ones. I'm not sure I left myself enough room. But you know what? I don't think I did. So I am just going to rewrite them. Here are second person, plural pronouns. First person plural. We. There should be some, yeah. Okay. Anachnu. Anachnu. And that means we. Then if you're talking to, and everything's divided by gender, I think you might want to double check me on this. My understanding is that you always use a masculine verb after we, assuming that it's not a group of only women, but there might be a way that you would use a feminine verb. But I think you always consider this a group of men and women, which makes it a masculine. I haven't seen it any other way, but that doesn't mean I just haven't seen it. And I'll write the feminine one too. Very similar. Okay, if you're saying you to several men or a group of men and women, it's atem, atem. And the way that most people remember that is if it's male, it has a mem. And then noon is for the other one. So this is atem, you for a group of men or a mixed group of men and women. And in English, it's so easy, we just have you, and it can mean anything. Of course, that makes it non-specific. Here it's spelled out for you differently. So for you, just a group of women, ten, ten. And then here are the they forms. And I think that, nope, I can get one more and you'll still see it. I think. And probably, if you, yeah, pretty close. Okay. So, Haim. Haim. It's got the two dots, so it's not hen, it's Haim. Haim, and that means they, and it is masculine. Hain means a group of women. So practice these so you can get to know them and be familiar with them. And then we finally have the stuff for today. And the letter of the day is Samech. And sometimes you could even write it just as a circle and it would be recognized as that. Um, if you want to just play with typing letters out, I'll mention that there's the site that I use is Lexilogos, and you can type out letters, Hebrew letters there. Pick Hebrew as your font, and you can type there, then copy and paste it onto something else. And when you do, just try using different fonts. I use Times New Roman most of the time for class because that looks like the most classically styled Hebrew letters, but you could find other ways of doing it. And it might be interesting just to see the different ways that it's written so that you will recognize it no matter where you find it. Okay, so Samech refers to a prop. In fact, that is the word for a prop. And the verb for prop is samach. And okay. And I don't know why, but a Kaf Sofit always has the Shiva inside it. I've never seen it different. And I'm carefully wording it that way because it may be that there are times where it's not there and I just haven't run into it. But you know that's going to be the last sound. You know you're going to stop there. I don't know why it always has it. Okay, here's Samach, and it means to prop up or to support. Um, and if you change the letters, let's see, I didn't write that down. I think it's, you did this and this. I think those are the vowel markings if you wanted to say samech and make it the noun, a prop. I don't know if it could mean crutch. It might. I don't know that. And I didn't look it up. I kind of running out of time here, so I didn't look it up. But I know it means like if you're trying to you have a root cellar and you're trying to prop up the door, or a place that you would run in case of a tornado, and you prop a stick in there. That's a samech. Whether or not it can mean a crutch, it could perhaps, but I don't know for sure. And then a word that you are going to see in all kinds of forms. Okay, we haven't gotten to this letter. It's a fe. It's like a pay, and pay means mouth, but we'll get to that another day. Sefer, sefer, and not sefer, because when you have the two segols, you always put the accent on the first syllable. And there are other random times when you're going to put the accent on the first syllable. But whenever you have two segols, you're always going to accent the first syllable. Sefer. And what does that mean? It's a book or a scroll. So you might have a scroll or a book that only has one book in it, like maybe it only has Genesis, Sefer Bereshit, Bereshit, excuse me, Sefer Bereshit, and so be the book of whatever. And then there's another way that you've seen this word, or whether you've seen it or not in Hebrew, you've seen it, or seen the English word of it. Now, I'm going to let you guess for a second if you haven't heard the lesson already. If you have the holem after the first letter and the sere after the second letter, how do you pronounce that? Sofer, sofer. And what form, when you put those particular vowel markings in a verb, what does it translate into? What does it mean? Because we went over this a couple times. And if you haven't been using it a lot, you're not going to remember. But I just want to see if I can trigger your memory. It means, it's the participle. It either means something in or one who. Now, Safar means to count, but it also ends up being to write, is how it usually gets used. So to make an account might be the way that you could see how counting and writing come to the same thing. To make an account might be the best way to translate it. So this is one who makes an account or one who writes. Who was Yeshua talking to a lot in the New Testament? The scribes. This is the word for scribe. Sofer. Okay, and then one more word that I need to use a lot. Okay. Okay, this is the verb salah. Salah. And it means to forgive. And so then there's a word that's made out of that. Saving time by erasing pieces. Saliha. Saliha. And that means forgive or forgiveness. It's what you say if you're walking up to somebody and they're reading a magazine, but you need to ask them a question. Slicha, you interrupt them. Excuse me, pardon me. So that's that word. And I think that is it for today. I will see you guys later, actually. Have a good day.